Hey, what's up everyone? This is Jack Sweat from Windows Phone Hacker. I'm just going to go answer some questions that you guys had about the video that I uploaded yesterday, and have to be a little quiet because it's freaking early here right now, but hopefully this should answer some questions and should be a little more interesting than the previous boring video that I uploaded yesterday. So real quick, I'll use that later. Since I'm here anyway, I'll go ahead and show you something neat that I found. All these options are pretty much the same. There's no forward or back. I can understand no back. No forward is a little weird, but you can get to it with recent to go forward as you can currently on Windows Phone 7. But what I meant to show you is over here you can actually change the stop and refresh to be tabs or something else. So right now I have it tabs, and you can just tap that to get to different tabs. So some people wanted to take a look at the HTML5 test report for IE10 mobile. So we'll go ahead and show you that. And it gets a 320 and 6 bonus points out of a total of 500 points. Okay, so just for sake of comparison, my HD2 running Ice Cream Sandwich gets 312 and 3 bonus points. Though I would like to point out that this device supports all the WebKit animations and all that, and also supports browser upload and a bunch of other things, which, speaking of which, the latest IE10 still doesn't support uploading files from the browser, which, I mean, seriously, like that had better be intentional, because it's been like years and that's still not fixed, so I don't know what the heck that's about. But anyhow, so just to make the point that you know, here's what the number is and here's the report, but it doesn't really mean anything as far as, you know, usability of the browser goes. So just to throw that out there. But also something a little bit interesting, and if I go over to Windows Phone Hacker and say I go over to Dynamic Background, click on Dynamic Background.zap, it'll actually try to install it as a company app, which won't work because it's not, I suppose it's not signed correctly. But that's sort of interesting, and I wonder, you know, if there's any sort of homebrew side loading we could do with that. I haven't really looked into any of this, so but that is interesting that it supports side loading with the proper permissions. Alright, anything else? Oh, and since people were asking a lot about the tap and share, something else that's kind of cool, so you can hit share page, and I have messaging or tap and send. And with tap and send, I can tap my device with another NFC device to share the web page to that device. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, we can dive into the messaging real quick. And since some people are asking what you can attach, you can actually attach a lot of things, including pictures, video, your location, a voice note, and a contact. And the location is particularly interesting because it gives you this little interactive map right there. And so I don't know exactly how this is being sent because I can't test that, but that is definitely interesting. And I'll try to see about getting my email account linked up to see if I can play more with not with messaging, but with email, and see if there are some other features that have changed in there. But that's definitely interesting. You can send your location as well as you know, like a voice note or something, and you can just record your voice note, press done, drop it in there. And any videos preloaded on this? No. And you can also supposedly share contacts. So that's pretty nice. Moving on with the thought of sharing and tap to send. Something interesting I also found, if you go into here and hit share and hit tap to send, it complains that Bluetooth is turned off. And I can't turn on Bluetooth because it's not a real phone. But basically, yes, you can send pictures via Bluetooth. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of images, some people asked me to look over at the lock screen, and I can show you the settings for that real quick. You can choose background, photo, or Bing. I wish they had added more options to the list, but I'm just meticulous like that. I'll go ahead and choose Bing. You have that. You can choose what you want to show as your detailed status, and then you can choose apps to add into that for the quick status. And then there's a screen timeout and all that stuff. And okay, so you turn off the screen, turn it back on, and here's the background, and there's no other little details over here to show. And while we're in settings, I'll go ahead and show you a couple of cool things I found. Phone storage, you can choose to put stuff on your SD card or on your phone. This is an emulator, so it has no SD card, obviously. Battery saver, it's a little more intuitive that you can set. And here's company apps again. You can add an account, which I assume is you know, like an Outlook server, an Exchange server for the company accounts and all that, so they can have management over your phone, sort of a corporate enterprise kind of thing. Oh, also in cellular, you have all this good information, as well as the ability to add an Internet APN and an MMS APN. So this solves sort of the problem with the network setup apps and all that, which actually sucks because that was our method of hacking into these devices in the first place. But whatever, that makes it a lot easier on the user, at least. Oh, also someone asked about if you can use custom ringtones as text messages. So here I have my custom ringtone added, and the answer is no, you cannot. Also, there appears to be no options for different sounds for different email accounts, so that's a bit of a disappointment. Someone asked about orientation lock. I couldn't find anything. There were some pictures on WMPU like over a year ago that suggested that Tango would have an orientation lock thing up here, and this doesn't, so I would assume those were fake. Also, one last little interesting thing, I guess. You can actually deploy Windows Phone 7 apps directly to the device. Here I have Cache Cleaner, for example, and then here's Orientation Lock, and so they actually work out of the box on the device, which is pretty interesting, actually. Of course, you know, the calls are different, so the native code doesn't work, but you know, they do work out of the box, so that's kind of interesting. Other than that, I'll just sort of go through stuff and post a couple of my interesting little findings that I've taken some screenshots of and all that. So if you have any more questions, be sure to let me know, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.